Ever imagine yourself running a company about to like throw down $1 million on something big, a new product, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
You wouldn't just go with your gut on that, right?
No way.
Got to look at the data, the projections, the whole 9 yards.
Way.
That's where these financial analyst people come in.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones making sense of it all, turning it into, not just gold, but smart decisions.
Exactly.
And lucky for us, that's what we're diving into today. With some help from RoleCatcher, they're like the career platform for this stuff.
Oh, yeah, they're a gold mine. If you want to break into finance or, even if you're already in it, level up your game.
Totally. So first things first, what do these financial analysts even do all day?
Okay.
Is it all like in the movies with the stock tickers and yelling?
Well, a lot less yelling in real life.
Right.
But the market stuff, that can get pretty wild.
I bet.
But you're spot on about the analysis part. It all comes down to data. They use it to figure out how healthy a company is, financially speaking. And then, based on that, they help make decisions.
So they're like financial detectives, kind of, piecing together the clues from like spreadsheets and stuff.
Exactly. Think of it less like, I don't know, analyzing financial statements, which sounds super boring, by the way.
Yeah.
More like figuring out if that company you mentioned, the one with the $1 million idea, if they've even got the cash flow for it, or if they're going to end up drowning in debt.
Makes sense.
They're looking at profitability, all that liquidity, even solvency, which is basically is this whole thing built to last,
So not as simple as it sounds then.
They're not even close.
Okay, so what's the average day look like? Lots of fluorescent lights and staring at spreadsheets.
There's definitely some spreadsheet action happening, that's for sure.
Right.
But the cool thing is the work environment can be all over the place. Corporate office, sure. But also banks, government, even working remotely from like a beach somewhere. Depends on the company, really.
No kidding. So it's not all like Wall Street types then.
Nope. All kinds of
That
options.
opens things up.
And the work itself, well, it's all about the research and analysis, reporting, that kind of stuff. Even that changes depending on the industry, the size of the company, the projects you're on, even.
Wow. Okay. So much more to it than I realized. But it makes sense, right? Every company's got to have somebody watching the money. So how do you even get into this kind of work? Is it all like math geniuses crunching numbers all day?
Well, it helps to be good with numbers, obviously.
Right.
But there's way more to it than just that. Remember that detective thing we were talking about?
Yeah.
It's not enough to just, find the clues. You got to be able to connect them, see the story they're telling. And that takes some serious brain power, critical thinking, all that.
Ah, so you're not just like presenting the numbers, you're explaining what they actually mean, the why behind it.
Exactly.
That takes some serious communication skills too, then.
Oh, for sure. A huge part of the job is explaining it all to, stakeholders. And they're not all finance people.
Right.
Got to make it make sense, even the complicated stuff.
Yeah.
And you got to be convincing too. Actually, RoleCatcher, they specifically call out persuasion as a key skill, which might seem kind of strange at first.
Persuasion for a numbers job.
Yeah, because, think about it. You could have the most brilliant analysis in the world, but if you can't get people on board with it, what's the point?
Sure.
Like, say you're trying to make the case for some new tech, right? Or to change how they do things, to save money. You got to get the decision makers to actually do something. And those folks, they don't always speak finance.
So you got to like sell them on it almost.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And that ties into some of the other things RoleCatcher talks about, like systems analysis, judgment, and decision-making, that kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah, those sound important. Break those down for me. What systems analysis even mean in this world?
So it's about getting how all the different parts of a business fit together. Financially, I mean.
Okay.
So, example, right? Interest rates go up. Financial analyst, they might use systems analysis to figure out how that hits different departments.
Because it's going to affect everything, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Loans get more expensive. Maybe people buy less big stuff suddenly. Sales forecasts are off. Inventory's messed up. Even the marketing folks got to rethink things.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
So you're not just like looking at one little piece of the puzzle.
Yep.
Got to see the whole picture.
And that's where the judgment comes in, the decision making.
Right, because you've got all this info.
You got the data, you understand how the whole system works, you know what the company's trying to do, how much risk they'll take, and you got to make a call.
Like, should we do this thing or this other thing?
Exactly. Maybe two investments, both look good on paper, but one's way riskier. Your judgment call helps decide which one makes more sense for the company overall, long-term even.
So it's both then, analytical and strategic.
100%.
So you're like this perfect combo of number cruncher and strategist. But what happens after you've wowed them with your, analysis skills? Where do you even go from there?
That's the best part, honestly. You've got options.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
can go the classic route, climb that ladder, become like a director of financial analysis eventually. More responsibility, bigger teams, budgets, all that.
Makes sense.
RoleCatcher actually lays it all out, like each step of the way.
Yeah.
What you need to get there, the skills, experience. Pretty cool, actually.
Oh, wow. So it's like a roadmap, almost.
Kinda, yeah. And it's not just about, fancy titles and bigger paychecks, though that doesn't hurt.
Right.
But with each step, you get to do more. Leading teams, mentoring the new folks, even shaping how the whole company handles its money.
That's pretty huge.
Yeah, it's not like one path for everybody, though.
Right.
As you get more experience, you figure out what you're good at, what you actually like doing. You can specialize.
Oh, so you could go like super deep on one industry even.
Exactly. Healthcare, tech, whatever. Or you get really good at one type of analysis, like when companies merge or how to handle risk.
So many options.
Some people, they even go independent, become consultants.
Wow. But with how fast things change in finance, you got to be learning constantly, right? To keep up.
Oh, absolutely. RoleCatcher's big on that.
Yeah.
You just coast on what you knew 5 years ago. Got to be curious, learn new tech, all that.
So how do you do that? More school? Certifications? Just like reading the Wall Street Journal every day?
It's all of it, honestly.
Yeah.
An MBA is good if you want to be management, gives you that big picture view.
Makes sense.
And then there are those certifications. Those can really open some doors. CFA, that's Chartered Financial Analyst, or FRM, Financial Risk Manager, that one.
Okay, yeah, those sound intense.
They're tough, for sure.
Yeah.
But they show, your stuff, that you're serious about it. CFA is more about investments, managing money, that kind of thing. FRM's all about risk, obviously.
So it's like a stamp of approval, basically.
Pretty much. And beyond that, just staying in the loop matters. Reading industry stuff, going to conferences, even just like talking to other finance people online.
Wow, we have covered a lot today. Way more than I ever knew about financial analysts.
It's a whole world.
Yeah, and it's not just about being good at math either. You got to be strategic, good at explaining things, and always learning.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, this deep dive has been seriously eye-opening. I think what I'm taking away is, in finance, knowing your stuff, that's power. The more you learn, the more you can achieve. So, to everyone listening, if any of this has sparked your interest, do yourselves a favor and check out RoleCatcher. It's got everything you need, and then some. And who knows, maybe it'll set you on the path to being a financial hotshot. Until next time, happy diving.